Okay. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I am the Y2K collector, and I am back with some pre-orders that I never had a chance to go over on the channel. Over the summer, I did get a few pre-orders that came in, not a ton, but I have about 5 rockin' pre-orders that actually wound up coming in, and I'm really stoked to show some of those to you. So I'm not going to do too much jabbering or blabbering. This is a quick, I guess, midweek video, so I'm going to go ahead and show these to you. So the first one that I have here that came in, this was a limited run pre-order, and this is Haven for the Nintendo Switch. This is actually a very pretty looking game. It's a very pretty game, very colorful. It just looks like a game that has a lot of exploration. Really just you're kind of like flying through the screen, through the environments, just kind of exploring and you know, going back and forth. I mean, you can look up the footage. It's really hard for me to explain the type of game that this is. You would just have to kind of look it up and see some of the footage. But Haven is just a very pretty game. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Gris, and just in terms of, you know, you could tell that a lot of attention was put on, you know, the art for the game. So really cool looking one. Have not opened it up, have not played it yet, but I was stoked to get this. So Haven was a almost dropped it there. Haven was a pre-order that came in. Next one up is something a little bit more traditional, more 2D sprite based. This one is Alwa's Awakening. So Alwa's Collection. This is just a collection of Alwa games. These came out a long time ago, but as you know, Limited Run is known for kind of kicking back out some of these old school classics. So I'd actually never heard of this one until they released this, but here you can see we've got the special edition here. You've got all the goodies inside there, and Alwa's Collection was definitely one that I got. Again, you could look at some footage of this one, but pretty cool looking game, so grabbed that as well. This next game that I've got here is really cool, and I'm a big fan of shoot 'em ups, and I'll go ahead and show this to you now. Like, I don't do the cute 'em ups too much, but the shoot 'em ups I definitely do. And so this one, when I heard that this was coming out, I had to get this, and that is Cotton, right? So Cotton Reboot on the Nintendo Switch. If it'll get in focus there, let's see. Okay, so Cotton Reboot on the Nintendo Switch. This one is really cool. Really glad to get this one, get my hands on this. It's a really like old school, well-known cute 'em up for me. And I really wanted to kind of have this one in the collection just because I am familiar with the Cotton series. I am familiar with like these cute 'em ups. As a matter of fact, I actually have one of the original Cotton games on the Sega Saturn, right? So I've had this for a few years now. And I was playing Cotton back on the Sega Saturn before they did all the reboots. And Cotton is just a classic game. I have Cotton 2. I really wanted to get my hands on Cotton Reboot, but anyone who knows, Cotton Reboot is a ridiculously expensive Sega Saturn import game. But Cotton 2 is definitely a lot of fun. I'm familiar with that series, and I'm glad to have it on the Switch. All right, next up isn't as much of a pre-order. This was one that I actually got on Amazon. I'm always looking for ways to get a bunch of games in one, and one of the best ways to do that is through mini consoles. And so this one was one I wanted to get, and this is the Geo Mini. I think you can only get this like as an international version. I don't know if they came out with this in the US. I didn't see one online. If they did come out with an English or US version, let me know down in the comments. But this is one that I wanted to grab. As you can see, the Mini comes in the form of like a mini arcade, and then all the games are just loaded onto the mini arcade. As you can see, 40 Neo Geo games there, and then on the back of the box you have all of the games on the back. A few notable ones are the Metal Slug series. Of course, it's got Metal Slug 1 through 4, plus Metal Slug X, Metal Slug 5, all the King of the Monsters games, But the games that I really got this, the games that made me get this rather, were some of the amazing shoot 'em ups. So like Blazing Star, Last Resort, Ghost Pilots. Some of those games are just really, really awesome. They got some cool fighters on here too. The Last Blade 2. I think you have the Last Blade on Dreamcast. I have that on Dreamcast. But that's another way to play it there. Then you've got some really cool run and gun shooters outside of Metal Slug. I think you got Shock Troopers, you got Robo Army, just some cool ones here. Some games I've never played, so I'm really stoked to kind of get my hands on this on the Neo Geo Mini. Really excited to play this one. I got the Turbo Graphics Mini. I have obviously the Genesis Mini and then the Super Nintendo Mini. But these minis are really cool because they're opening me up to games that I would have never been able to afford, not as a kid or as an adult. And they're coming on some type of official hardware, so this is cool to get. And for me, I really like to get as authentic of an experience as I can. I know that this is a mini, but I did get the Neo Geo Mini pad to go along with it. So this is actually a Neo Geo controller. It's made to kind of look and feel like a traditional Neo Geo controller, but this one is actually the wireless version, and this one I think was actually made for the Neo Geo Mini. So yeah, it's actually the Neo Geo Mini pad. So this is really cool because I'm pretty sure the little console, the little arcade console, has probably some type of HDMI port where you can plug it up to a TV and then you just play your games from the Neo Geo Mini pad. So super stoked to get my hands on this one, and excited to actually get into it and play some of those games I've never had a chance to play. All right, and now I saved the best for last, and this is definitely the best pickup in terms of pre-orders. I would say all year this is probably my best pickup, and I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you. And many people already have this, but this is the Castlevania collection. This came from Limited Run, and I gotta back this one up here because this one is just a beast of a box. But in this box, it's super heavy. Obviously, it comes with the games, a bunch of extras, and then what you're looking at here is an actual shadow box that I think this shadow box lights up. So Limited Run has come out with a few versions of this, like limited edition setup. I think they have a Doom box that also comes. They have a Doom release that comes with a shadow box, and I think they also had a Contra collection that also came in a shadow box. I could be wrong about that, but let me know. But the second I saw this was one that I had to have in my Switch collection. I do have, when it comes to the Castlevania games, I think I have all the Castlevania games on all the handhelds. So all the DS Castlevania games, all of the PlayStation Castlevania games, the PlayStation 2 Castlevania games, the ones that came out on Xbox. I've got Symphony of the Night, Rondo of Blood, Bloodlines, all of those ones. And this is just a really neat packaging of a lot of those games rather. So definitely would recommend checking this one out. I would have to say that this is the pre-order of the year. I can't really see myself getting anything that's going to top this collection. So really stoked to get my hands on that. And that does it for this quick rundown of the pre-orders that I got. Really stoked to get a lot of these. A lot of them may just stay sealed, to be honest with you, just because a lot of these, once you catch like a pretty good sale on Nintendo on their online store, you can usually get a lot of these games for like $5, $6 if you get them on sale. So for just to be able to play them, I may just leave them sealed and get the download versions when I'm ready to actually dive in. But I'm just really stoked for this summer. It's been a great summer. If you have not seen any of my summer pickups videos, definitely recommend you go back and check some of those out. Was able to get my hands on some really cool stuff this summer, like a Sega Saturn complete in box. Not a Sega Saturn, sorry, a Sega CD complete in box. Also got my hands on a PlayStation 2 complete in box in a bundle that came with Silent Hill. Picked up some really great Sega Genesis games as part of a bundle, and then got some, off to the side as well. Felio, Schools and Ghosts, Rocket Knight Adventures. Just check some of those videos out. They're a ton of fun. And then also let me know down in the comments what you've been getting into and what games you've been picking up. It's getting to that point where the yard sales are going to start slowing down. Today is the last official day of summer, so tomorrow begins the fall. And let me know how your hunting is going to change with the change of season. Really stoked to hear from you. Alrighty, well, I am the Y2K Collector. Thanks for stopping by. You take it easy.